Hello folks, meet me again, Mr. Scary Exist. In this video, I'd like to tell you the true story. Don't you know that I can see them, but they can't see me? Only 1 out of 1,000 people had the experience to get in touch with me. Here is the story.
The night descended upon the small town of Millville like a shroud, bringing with it a torrential downpour and the distant growls of thunder. I found myself alone in my creaky Victorian home, the rhythmic drumming of raindrops on the roof creating an unsettling symphony. The occasional flashes of lightning briefly illuminated the darkness, casting eerie shadows that seemed to dance along the walls. I roamed the dimly lit rooms, the rain outside intensifying with each passing moment. The once soothing sound of raindrops now felt like a cacophony, an unsettling chorus that reverberated through the hollow spaces of my home. The intermittent crashes of thunder only intensified the sense of isolation, each boom sending a shiver down my spine. As I settled in the living room, seeking refuge from the storm, the air inside seemed to thicken with an unspoken tension. The walls groaned under the weight of the rain, and the thunder, like a distant war drum, echoed through the quiet town. I couldn't shake the feeling that something was watching, waiting in the shadows. Alone, but not truly alone, I spoke into the silence, almost expecting an answer from the unseen entities that seemed to linger in the obscurity. "Is someone there?" I called out, my voice swallowed by the tumultuous symphony outside. The only response was the relentless onslaught of rain and the occasional growls of thunder, a stark reminder of the eerie solitude that enveloped me. However, as I moved through the house, the tension in the air seemed to escalate, as if the storm itself had become a conduit for something otherworldly. The encounter began in the musty attic, where forgotten memories lay hidden beneath dusty sheets. A strange energy pulsed in the air, and I felt compelled to speak once more. "Who's there?" I demanded, my voice echoing through the stillness. A subtle whisper, almost imperceptible, carried through the air. "Merry Christmas." The words hung in the attic like a ghostly echo, sending a chill down my spine. It wasn't the thunder, nor was it the rain that had whispered those words. It was something else, an unseen presence that lurked in the corners of my home. Overwhelmed by a strange mixture of fear and curiosity, I descended to the dimly lit basement, each step accompanied by the creaking of the stairs. The air in the basement felt dense, charged with an unspoken energy that seemed to hum with every beat of my heart. In the dim light, I questioned the shadows. "Who are you? What do you want?" A soft response, like a breeze carrying distant secrets, reached my ears. "Merry Christmas." The words seemed to linger in the air, a spectral greeting from an entity I couldn't see or comprehend. The basement, once a refuge, now felt like a realm where the boundaries between the living and the unknown blurred. The encounters continued throughout the night, in every corner of the house, the ghostly whispers accompanying the rain and thunder. The once familiar rooms now felt like a haunted maze, and the storm outside, a relentless accomplice to the spectral dialogue that unfolded within. As the clock struck midnight, the rain outside began to subside, and the thunder retreated into the distance. The house fell into an eerie silence, interrupted only by the echoes of the unsettling conversations. I stood in the quietude, my senses heightened, wondering if the unseen entities were still there, observing me from the shadows. Days turned into weeks, and the encounters persisted. The rain and thunder, once mere elements of a storm, became conduits for a mysterious connection with the unknown. I found myself waiting for the spectral whispers that accompanied the nightly ritual, the words, "Merry Christmas," etched into the fabric of my consciousness. One fateful night, as I stood in the silent aftermath of the storm, a voice, gentle and haunting, seemed to resonate from within the walls. "Merry Christmas," it whispered, a farewell woven with a touch of melancholy. In that moment, a profound realization struck me. The unseen entities weren't malevolent. They were remnants of a past that lingered in the liminal spaces of my home. The rain and thunder, once agents of fear, had become channels for communication with something beyond the realm of understanding. As the years passed, the encounters waned, but the memory of those haunted nights remained etched in my mind. The house, once a place of solace, had become a nexus between the living and the spectral, where rain and thunder served as conduits for otherworldly greetings. And on stormy nights, as the rain tapped gently on the roof and the thunder murmured in the distance, I couldn't help but wonder if the unseen entities still lingered, whispering their ethereal wishes to the solitary inhabitant of the old Victorian home. What makes me almost cry when I remember the words said by the sound, "What I like in this world is only when the times come and say Merry Christmas to one's loved, known, and to everybody,